Good morning, everybody. My name is Lauren Moore. I am 17 years old, and I attend Ferndale High School. I sit on the board of directors at Teen Hype, and I am also president of Teen Hype. Teen Hype is a nonprofit organization, and Hype stands for Helping Youth by Providing Education. Teen Hype gets its youth ready for the world through programs like our sexual health program, HIV screening, and our arts and education program. Now, I want to introduce you to my partner in Teen Hype.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Duwan Anderson. I'm 17 years old, and I attend Northwestern High School. I would first like to say that this is a proud moment for Detroit and myself personally, because now the subject of sexual health will no longer be taboo between a parent and a child. And for that, I would like to say thank you to the Detroit Health Department for allowing Teen Hype to be the vessel and the face of the iDecide Detroit campaign.
Thank you, Duwan, for that powerful message. The iDecide campaign is a proud moment for Duwan and I. We were able to sit in on focus groups and marketing for this campaign thanks to Ms. Ashford from the Detroit Health Department. I believe that it is important for youth to have a voice on issues that affect them. We're thankful to have a voice in this campaign and to be representing the Teen Hype Youth Development Program today. Now, we want to bring up guest speakers that have been instrumental in the launch of the iDecide campaign. First up, we'll have Ms. Cecilia Walker, the Executive Director of the Butzel Family Center.
Good morning, good morning. Giving honor to God, who's truly Lord of my life, and certainly thanking Mayor Duggan. I'd also like to acknowledge the General Services Department, which Recreation is now a division of, and I see one of our assistant directors, J.J. Velez, in the back. We're just so excited to have this day come to fruition. There has been many discussions, meetings, conference calls, sleepless nights, and a lot of other things going into making sure that this building was prepared and ready to welcome our teams. It is such an asset to this community. It is desperately needed, and I welcome you again with open arms to Butzel Family Center. God bless you all.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Now, up next is someone we all know in the community.
He's your mayor and our mayor.
Mayor Mike Duggan.
All right, well, let's give a big hand to our MCs in the face of the campaign, Lauren and Duwan. Aren't they doing great? So when I was at the Detroit Medical Center, one of the worst problems we had in this city was the lack of primary care doctors. You had to go to the suburbs in many cases to be able to get in to see a doctor. With the Affordable Care Act, it's gotten better. There's a lot more access to primary care physicians in this city, but the one group that still seemed to be left out were teenagers. If there is a group that has felt the healthcare system doesn't work for them, is not accessible to them, it's been our teens. And so when Dr. Joneigh Khaldun, who came here from Baltimore, where she ran an outstanding teen health system, she said, I want to do this here in the city of Detroit. And we sat down together and said we have to do a couple things. One is we have to actually create quality centers. In some cases, we can partner with existing doctors, or as you're about to see, we actually built out a beautiful clinic right here in the rec center to make it available to the community. Dr. Khaldun and the philanthropic groups and the partners have now created 23 teen health centers across this city, but then we said we needed a second piece. If what we do is create all these new locations and have a message that is done by an older generation, we're still not going to reach the teenagers the way we want. And so we had a great marketing campaign. Lauren and Duwan have been a big part of it. But what you are going to see in the iDecide campaign is an outreach campaign designed by teens, led by teens, so that the young people in this city know the city of Detroit wants you to be included, wants you to access these facilities. And as of today, we're going to go cut the ribbon upstairs, but as of today, there'll be 23 teen health centers across this city, and thank you to everybody who made it possible.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Now, I want to present to you the lady that led the charge in implementing the iDecide Detroit campaign. She believes in reducing unintended pregnancy rates among teens in Detroit. She's the director and health officer for the Detroit Health Department.
I present to you Dr. Joneigh Khaldun.
So good morning. I'm so excited to be here today after really 2 years of hard work with our community partners to launch the iDecide Detroit Network and the Detroit Health Department Teen Health Center right here at Butzel Family Recreation Center. So I'm the director of the Detroit Health Department, but I'm also a practicing emergency physician. And too often, I see young people come into the emergency department scared and asking for a pregnancy test. And often, they are devastated when I tell them that they're pregnant. And we discuss the fact that they did not intend to become pregnant, but they didn't know where or how to access those reproductive health services. Every year, more than 1,600 teens in the city of Detroit become pregnant, and a teen in Detroit is 2.5 times as likely to become pregnant as a teen across the rest of the state. Becoming a parent as a teenager makes it so much harder to do things like graduate from high school and go to college. Every person has the right to decide when they want to become a parent. And as a health department, it's so important to me that we provide those resources so that everyone knows they can make healthy decisions. The launch of iDecide Detroit is a really pivotal moment. Again, we're bringing together 23 clinics, bringing together resources and making sure youth have access to what they need. So our network provides all kinds of STD testing and treatment, all forms of birth control, condoms, HIV testing, and one-on-one counseling to both men and women, young people of all ages. You can call our hotline, so 833-9DECIDE. It's open right now, and our clinic will see you regardless of your insurance status or your ability to pay. We're also open on evenings, weekends, and if you need a ride, you need help getting there, we can help you with that too. And I think most importantly, we are patient-centered. We're there to support every patient, and we're non-judgmental. So we've been incredibly fortunate to work with our wonderful, inspiring, and talented youth from Teen Hype. And as was mentioned, they will be the ambassadors of this campaign, really connecting with youth and getting them into our network. So I'd like to also really thank everyone who supported this initiative, Mayor Mike Duggan, City Council, as well as all of our iDecide Detroit network providers. I also want to thank the Jacob Family Foundation, the Lather Foundation, and the American Academy of Family Physicians Foundation for their support with this. So I look forward to working with all of you in supporting the health of our youth.
Thank you, Dr. Khaldun. Up next, we have Dr. Maureen D. Connolley, the network provider of Henry Ford Health System.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. As medical director of Henry Ford's school-based and community health program, I work exclusively with adolescents and young adults on a daily basis. And daily, I see the need for teen-friendly reproductive health services in the city of Detroit. The young people I work with face the physical barriers of long distances to clinics, lack of access to cars or public transportation. But more importantly, there is the challenge of trying to navigate sensitive healthcare issues in clinical environments that are not teen-friendly, that treat sexual health as something that is shameful to talk about, and that don't respect the power of teenagers to make their own informed healthcare decisions. That is why the iDecide Detroit program is so exciting. The iDecide clinic upstairs and the partner providers will serve as a network of accessible options as teenagers start the process of navigating their own healthcare. Services will be focused on the needs of adolescents by providing accurate information and recognizing a young adult's capacity to choose how to best meet their own healthcare needs. The iDecide program recognizes that teenagers are experts in their own lives. And I am excited to be a part of this collaboration to support Detroit's young people as they take steps to care for themselves now and in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Connolley. Now, I want to introduce you to one of our very own. Not only is she the CEO of Teen Hype, but she plays an active mother figure in all of our lives at Teen Hype. At Teen Hype, we know her as Miss Red or Mama Red. I present to you Miss Ambra Redrick.
Hi, I'm so very excited. But I want to broaden our perspective about what we think when we think about the intervention of teen pregnancy prevention. I want us to think about that the intervention is far beyond the clinic, far beyond the relationship between the practitioner and the student, but really that this intervention started that when the health department picked up the phone and said that we want to shift the power dynamic, we want to bring in young people as active partners in this process, that we value their voices, that we recognize that when young people come to the table as key stakeholders in the community, that they have something to say, and that what they have to say, and that when they make a decision, that they can actually shift the way that we do things in our city, that they are actually a part of the way that we revitalize our city. That's when the intervention started, because when we do that, when we recognize that we value the voices of young people, they actually make choices to reduce their own risk. We don't prevent teen pregnancy. We recognize that young people prevent teen pregnancy when we give them the tools to do so. And I'm excited to be a part of something that illustrates that.
Thank you, Ms. Red. Up next, we have Bishop Corletta Vaughn, the senior pastor of the Holy Cathedral Church.
Good morning. I want to speak to the faith-based community to support this iDecide campaign. It is so very important that even our vocabulary across the sacred desk is supportive. Many times in our churches, this is a censored conversation. And it is time that we as pastors, as priests, as ministers, as bishops, that we become real and authentic, and that we look at the culture and see the problems. We thank God for this program. I want every pastor in this city, every spiritual leader in this city to support this, to speak about it positively, to not do the normal things we do sometimes, using scriptures to condemn. But let us speak love, and let us empower our children. Let us invest in this community. I speak as a mother who had a teenager who had an unwanted pregnancy. And I know where this leads. It's not just the pregnancy, it's raising the child, it's supporting the family, it's taking off of your job and your life. And then the poverty, the socioeconomic dynamics, the lack of employment, the lack of completing their education, and what that leads to in terms of incarceration. Many times when there is no father present, we see the damage. Church, let's support this, and let's empower our children to make wise decisions going forward. Amen?
Thank you, Bishop Vaughn. Now up next, we have a parent testimonial by Shantae Johnson.
Good morning, my name is Shantae Johnson, and I'm the nurse practitioner here at the iDecide Clinic. While living here in the city of Detroit, attending a Detroit public school, at the age of 17, I became pregnant. I did not have the tools necessary to be a parent at such a young age. I wasn't equipped with what was necessary, nor did I have the maturity that was required to be a parent at that age. So the iDecide network is a very, I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional because it's very near and dear to my heart. Because I want to equip teens with what they need to be able to be parents at the time in their lives when they are physically, mentally, financially, and spiritually mature enough to be parents. I want to let young men and young women of Detroit know that you have options and that we're here to help. When I was a teenager, a program like this didn't exist. I was naive. I didn't know what I was doing and what I was getting into, and that's how I ended up being pregnant. So I want teens to know they can come here to this non-judgmental, safe environment, ask questions, seek treatment, get the necessary tools that you need so that when you're ready, you can become a parent. So thank you to Mayor Duggan and Dr. Khaldun for such an awesome, awesome program. And we're here, we're ready to help, and we're able to give you guys what you need to be successful in life. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. On behalf of Teen Hype, thank you to the Mayor's Office, the Detroit Health Department, our guest speakers, and community members for attending the iDecide launch today.
We hope that you will share this information about iDecide Detroit. We hope that teens in the community will look to the iDecide Detroit to make informed decisions. Our faces can be seen on billboard ads and buses around the city.
You can also learn more about the health services at www.idecidedetroit.com or by calling 833-9-DECIDE. Thank you.